North Land Bomber. And yes, today is not Saturday, it is indeed Sunday. As I indicated last week, Saturday was not going to really work out for me due to real life issues, but I entertained the possibility of doing a stream on Sunday. Well, it's Sunday, and here I am. So we're getting ready for an exciting afternoon of Star City, although perhaps a different spot than you would expect. Yes, what you're seeing on the screen right now is not the Star Citizen starting screen. I mean, it is, but it isn't. This is the Arena Commander starting screen. When you first log in, you get the usual list of module selections, and I usually go to the Persistent Universe. But today we're going to be doing a little bit of Arena Commander, and we're going to be doing something a little different. My org has been talking a bit about the possibility of doing a race in the Arena Commander, and you'll see that we've got options here of multiplayer and single player. So I thought that perhaps I could not only demonstrate, but also practice some of the race courses in Arena Commander single player. And if anybody in my org happens to stop on and is interested in abusing themselves, that might be workable as well. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, it's all about masochism today. There should be more wrecks per capita on this stream than your average NASCAR race, because I expect things to go incredibly awful here. So, when you go into the single player mode, you get these options. First, you got a selection of game mode, and I've done the Free Flight, and the Pirate Swarm, and the Vandal Swarm, and the Free Flight's basically just fly around. Whoopee. Pirate Swarm is a set of waves of attackers, of pirates. Vandal Swarm is similar, and if you do these in multiplayer mode, theoretically, you get special rewards. For Pirate Swarm, you get a badge, forum badge, and access to purchase the pirate variants of the Caterpillar or Gladius. Vandal Swarm is supposed to have something similar, but it doesn't work. But we are going to go way out of the usual comfort zone and go to the classic race. Now you'll see that we also have a selection of maps. They're all at the New Horizons Speedway. We have this Old Vanderval, the Rickord Memorial Raceway, and the Defford Link. I don't have a clue of the difference between any of these, but as you can see, the lap count on all three of them are 3. That doesn't seem to be something that you can change, so 3 laps is the amount we will be doing. And just to keep it nice and straightforward, we will start with the Old Vanderval. And after we encounter a number of horrible crashes and accidents here, we'll probably go on to something different, next raceway. Now, at this point, you'll want to select or rent a ship. Now, as you can see, my rental credits suck. I've got 17,000, which is nowhere near enough to rent one of the official racing ships. Which is a pity, because, I would like to be flying the Misk Razor through here, or maybe the Origin M50. However, you can only select from either the ships you own from pledges, or ships that you can rent with the rental credits. And as you can see, almost everything in here is well over 17,000. I think there's maybe, Mustangs here that are available. None of which are the racing variants, you'll note. The closest, I don't even get close enough to purchase the racing variant of the Mustang. That's horrible. I can use the Snub Fighters. But as you can see, the Razors here like 52,000, 56, 54. And if we go further down here, Origin M50 is 35,000. So I more or less have to stick with the ships that I have available. We're going to stay tuned because on one of these races, probably the last race I do of the day, I'm going to use a 600i just for giggles. Because 600i is, or maybe the Mercury Star Runner, which would be even more hilarious. It actually has maneuverability. But we're going to be kind of serious about things to start. And actually, you know what? We're going to start with the Anvil Pisces. It's a small ship. It's a snub, kind of a snub ship kind of thing. I think it would be workable. I was originally going to do the Arrow, but I didn't realize that the Pisces would be an option here. Now you'll see this. There's also a list here for ship customization. Here you can swap out equipment, but you're kind of limited to either what you have or whatever you can purchase via rental credits. And these are all the versions that you have. I have in different ships. That's why didn't think I had. Well, yeah, they're all size 1s, so it doesn't really matter to me about this stuff. I sure don't have paint for this. And the weapons are going to be highly irrelevant, so, you know, save changes and equip. I didn't make any changes. Up, and I've got to go back. It doesn't actually go to the previous screen. So, the Pisces is... Let's make sure that the... Okay, I think we're okay. Go back. And we're going to launch the game. Oh, the oldest active courses in racing. No longer considered now. Oh, can't read that fast.
3, 2, 1, go.
And here we go. Now the goal here, I'm going to kill the cruise control, is to fly through the rings. Sounds pretty straightforward, doesn't it?
Checkpoint.
Now what you want to do is see these hexagons, they're showing these arrows. So as a general rule, you want to follow those. Sometimes that works better than others, so...
Checkpoint.
Now I'm not really going all that fast. This is basically a familiarization run. There we go. You see these gates are pretty much closed up until I get close enough and they open up to a certain extent.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, I'm not really going all out here. I'm just trying to move fast enough that I'm not crawling. I'm basically going at SEM speed.
Checkpoint.
Thank heaven for those hexagon with the arrows there, because oops. Now, if my next lap, I'll probably go a little faster. We'll see if I can cause myself some damage. After all, I would not want to deprive people of seeing what happens if you flub it.
Checkpoint.
But as you can see, this is really much a three-dimensional race course. Taking advantage of the fact that we are flying effectively spaceships and capable of, well, doing exactly what I'm doing now. Let's see if I can manage to avoid crashing into this one after spinning myself around a bit. Nothing fancy, nothing exotic.
Checkpoint.
Just showing the general race course, and you can see right there we're almost at the first lap completion point. And at that point, we'll open it up a little bit.
Checkpoint.
And lap 1. Highly unimpressive.
Lap complete.
2 minutes 34 seconds. I mean, that wasn't exactly impressive, was it? So now we're going to increase our speed a tad. And see if I can avoid crashing into Bam! But luckily it pops you right back in. As you can see, the Pisces is perhaps not the most maneuverable ship around here.
Checkpoint.
So we're just going to try to take advantage of the fact that I've seen the course now,
Checkpoint.
and I can adjust myself as needed. Oops, almost whacked into a railing or something.
Checkpoint.
Slow down a little, change route. Being aware of your velocity and the direction of your velocity is a very big deal here because it is very easy to end up splattering yourself.
Checkpoint.
Case in point. So clearly increasing my speed has not exactly worked out very well, has it? Luckily it does put you before your, well, just after your previous checkpoint, so...
Stand by.
You know, I seem to be hitting something that I don't see coming off the corner there. Okay, got through this one.
Checkpoint.
I imagine that this will not be my best lap time. Oh, I'm not gonna get there. Or am I?
Checkpoint.
Let's flip ourselves around. Flying upside down is giving me vertigo.
Checkpoint.
Oh, here we go.
Checkpoint.
And we're gonna go through here nice straightaway. This is definitely slower than my initial time.
Complete.
So let's see if the third lap will give me any more joy.
Checkpoint.
We're going to be a little more, not as aggressive perhaps. Oh, I'm going to whack something. Oh, no I didn't. I really thought I would.
Checkpoint.
Of course, this racetrack is still young. If I can avoid whacking anything, this could be a better run.
Checkpoint.
Just want to make sure that I don't...
Checkpoint.
Up. Oh, a few obstacles around here. I gotta be careful. Losing control. Alright, here we go. Get a little speed burst.
Checkpoint.
Up and through. Okay, here's that dangerous area where I wrecked like 4 or 5 times.
Checkpoint.
There we go. Oh, going too high, going too high, going too high. There we go. There we go. Oh,
Checkpoint.
oh! I was sure I was going to slam through the bottom end there.
Checkpoint.
Okay, we're coming to the last lap. The last home stretch. Burn that speed, baby.
Lap complete.
Best lap, 155. Wait, why is the lap still going? I'm done. It was 3 laps. Why are we still going? Maybe it's because of single player. In any event, if it's going to keep going, I can keep going. Or wreck, which is more likely.
Checkpoint.
Weapon system destroyed.
Oh, something broke. I don't know what broke, but something broke. Yeah, that's not the checkpoint. Oh, I guess it counted me through. I have no idea where, okay. I have no idea what direction I'm supposed to fly this through.
Checkpoint.
There we go. Back on course. Yeah, this lap is gonna suck.
Checkpoint.
Just missed there. If I had any wings that were any real size, I'd be tiny bits and pieces.
Checkpoint.
Okay, there's our very familiar potential wrecking ground.
Warning, engines overheating.
Engine's overheating. Say it's not so. Too high, too high.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Alright, looks like we're about to wrap up lap 4 out of a 3-lap race. That's kind of crazy.
Checkpoint. Lap complete.
Okay, well, you know what? Clearly, it is not going to change the number of laps here, so let me see. Will exit the menu get me to where I want to be? Yes. Excellent. No, not excellent. I only wanted to get out of that, or it might be a bug, because the modules have issues. Let's give that speedway a change this time, though. Let's use something that's not a Pisces. Let's use something that's more known for its maneuverability.
Enfield Aerospace.
3,
All systems
2,
online.
1, go.
Now, we have a substantially faster SEM speed for the Arrow. It's also highly maneuverable, but it's also
Checkpoint.
bigger, so that means it is potentially easier to basically wreck going through these gates. But we're going to take advantage of that maneuverability.
Checkpoint.
Up we go. It's easier to keep control over the Arrow. It's more maneuverable.
Checkpoint.
This is its hat, so to speak. So far, I'm moving at slightly under 200 meters a second.
Checkpoint.
Alright, let's try to avoid my favorite obstacles.
Checkpoint.
Up, down, and all around.
Checkpoint.
We're doing pretty good here. For a military vessel, the Arrow was made for this sort of thing.
Checkpoint. Lap complete.
147, not bad. I should turn off the G-save and see if I can do even crazier maneuvering with the possibility of blacking out. Could happen.
Checkpoint.
I am putting a little more speed in here. Not much, just a bit.
Checkpoint.
Maybe I should reconsider putting on too much more speed. Although I seem to have navigated through there pretty decently.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Oh,
Checkpoint.
made it. I didn't think I would.
Checkpoint.
Alright, getting ready to complete another lap, and I think we're going to do better this lap than we did the first lap.
Checkpoint.
High speed through the tunnel,
Lap complete.
131. That's a big improvement over my standard SCM run. This is what high maneuvering vessels will do for you.
Checkpoint.
I would love to try this in one of the racing ships like the M50 or the Razor. Because they're designed for this sort of thing, or at least they're supposed to be designed for this sort of thing.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Oh, I'm getting a little red there. I'm pulling a few couple G's there.
Checkpoint.
Lost track of where the gate was, so I had a little trouble there.
Checkpoint.
Oh, I'm not gonna hit. Not gonna hit.
Stand by for reintegration.
Memphis Aerospace. All systems online.
Okay, that one didn't go as well as I'd hoped.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Oh, too low. Yeah, I'm not gonna beat my best time on that one. Just a few too many wrecks.
Online.
Lap complete.
So, not bad a run through there. Race course was entertaining. What I really want to do is find a way to end this thing without, you know, having to exit all the way back to menu. But I don't think there is.
Checkpoint.
I mean, clearly it's going to just keep me running through the course until, I don't know, my fuel runs out maybe?
Checkpoint. Stand by for reintegration.
No, apparently giving myself multiple wrecks probably will not help matters at all. Now, obviously, there will be some people who have an easier time doing these courses than others, and a lot of it will depend on the ship they're flying, and
Checkpoint.
that's not to put a fine point on it. Their natural skills. Or maybe not even natural skills, could just be practice.
Checkpoint.
Even so,
Stand by for reintegration.
there's going to be a lot of moments like that.
Aerospace. All systems online.
Because when you put in speed, you sacrifice control. And I imagine that during the multiplayer version of this could be really challenging because, you know, these gates are only so wide.
Checkpoint.
That means there's an excellent chance that gates are going to be a prime location for collisions.
Checkpoint.
So I think I've gone out of the racetrack. I wonder if there's any penalties that happen there during the actual races. Oh, I'm losing a little control. And I just went right past that. I wonder if it'll count if I go through it backwards.
Checkpoint.
I wonder if it'll count if I go through into the gate.
All systems online.
Checkpoint.
This really is supposed to be 3 laps, and here I am starting lap 5.
Checkpoint. Stand by for reintegration.
Now you'll notice that in some of these cases I've been doing these with cruise control on, and in some of them I haven't. And I'm thinking that perhaps
Checkpoint.
I'm going to really need to consider the prospect of not using cruise control. But there's another aspect that I think I want to monkey with, and that is the coupled flying. With coupled flying, it's basically fighter jets in the sky. I'm always going in one direction, and that's that. If I decouple, Newtonian physics apply. But this isn't technically space, so I'm not entirely sure how strongly they apply. Because you would think that little things like air resistance or gravity would be getting involved. And there's gotta be gravity, because otherwise, well, half the stuff wouldn't be working, I don't think. Then again, what do I know? This is a science fiction setting.
Checkpoint.
Still, being able to decouple fly through here could have advantages
Stand by.
and disadvantages.
All systems online.
Checkpoint.
So the Arrow is a decent racer, provided that, you know, I don't do anything insane with it. But I do want to see a couple other possibilities if I can. Unfortunately, the other possibilities I have are limited, but, you know, it is what it is.
Complete.
Okay, now it's just getting ludicrous. I should be done with this now. Heh, weapons locked, so obviously having your weapons available means absolutely nothing. You don't get to have live fire races here. Which sets it apart from, say, the Daymar Rally, which is a player-run race on the moon of Daymar every year, which tends to be punctuated by a bunch of other players with guns deciding to take out any racer they find. My org also did a race on Daymar, just within the org, except we were using it as live fire. It was highly entertaining in its way. I enjoyed it, if nothing else. Hoping we could do that again somewhere along the line. I tried streaming it when we did, but there were issues with the Discord and issues with the stream. Mainly it was issues with my microphone and the audio. Hopefully those problems would not persist this time.
Checkpoint.
But we really don't know, do we? Something to experiment on somewhere along the line.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Okay, we're getting ready to wrap up lap 6. If it doesn't allow me to boot out here, then we're just going to have to do the exit menu thing and go from there. I mean, these things really ought to know when you've completed your laps. And there we go.
Checkpoint.
Still flying. I mean, really, it should give me an option. There should be an option of some kind to let me... But I guess not. Okay, fine. Exit the menu, we'll do it from there. Now, there really hasn't been a whole lot of iteration on the Arena Commander stuff because all the heavy lifting is happening in the main persistent universe. The next time you see something thrown in here, it's going to be a new module entirely, which is going to be Theaters of War, which is a whole different can of worms. We're going to try a different raceway now. We're going to try the Rickard Memorial Raceway and see if it's actually any different. We're also going to fly a different ship this time. Oh, there's the thought. I can grab one of the hover bikes. This could be interesting. You could argue that this is one of the things that the hover bikes are designed for.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now, we are moving at a faster SCM speed, I think, than the Arrow was. But it feels like it's taking longer. Now, you see that this raceway has a number of similarities, and I'm not 100% certain that it's not the actual insane spaceway. We're going to crank it up a bit, because I'm a lot smaller, theoretically a lot more maneuverable. I take it back, I'm not nearly as more maneuverable as I think I am. Again, we have the hexagonal indicators with the arrows indicating which way I should go, which is a big plus.
Checkpoint.
Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad.
Stand by for reintegration.
Systems activated. Systems on.
Yeah, I'm inclined to say that this is the same, I guess it's the same actual course, it's just a different quote-unquote track. And you know what? I'm going completely the wrong way. I guess I have to go around here. There we go. Not familiar with this track either, so I'm basically learning it as I go along. Maybe it's a smart thing for me to do. Oops! I just fried my flight systems.
Checkpoint.
I could be in trouble here.
Engines off. Engines on.
Okay, I think the engines are working again. Where's my arrows pointing me? We're going to stay at SCM for now. Or at least we're going to try to stay at SCM.
Checkpoint.
Good news is, I'm not wrecking yet.
Checkpoint.
That's probably faint constellation. Oh, oh, ship! No, no, left, left. There we go. Oh, this track is a lot nastier than the previous track.
Checkpoint.
This one is just pure evil.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, given how many people in our org have hover bikes, maybe this ought to be one of the options we do if we do an org event. Basically, run with hover bikes through these courses. They certainly will have a lot easier time fitting through the gates because, you know, it's small.
Checkpoint.
And a lot of the people, I think, have dragonflies, and if they don't, they're cheap to rent. Maybe some prep work would be needed. Maneuverability, on the other hand, is a bear. I mean, ugh.
Checkpoint.
These things are about as maneuverable. At least the Nox here is about as maneuverable as fried my engines. Okay, they're back running again, but I'm upside down. And this is apparently a lot more torturous because I have yet to even complete a lap.
Checkpoint.
Now, part of it might have to do with the fact that I'm flying a Nox. And I thought I was flying faster than the Arrow, but, you know, either my perception of speed is highly screwy, or these are a lot more distant than the gates the first racetrack.
Checkpoint.
Is that the end in sight? I think that's the end in sight. Oh my god, this is taking me almost 5 minutes. It'll probably be 5 minutes by the time I get there.
Checkpoint.
Yep, it's over 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 6 seconds on that lap.
Checkpoint.
To say that that particular run sucked doesn't even begin to describe it. Oh, speaking of sucking, still haven't exploded. I've hit things, I've burned out my engines, but I am still in the race,
Checkpoint.
so to speak. But man, the maneuverability on this thing, ugh, it's awful. I should look up the brochure for the Nox and see what its strong points are supposed to be, because I'm having trouble seeing strong points.
Checkpoint.
Okay, okay. There we go. Through this hole here. Well, not really a hole, but that's where the hexagonal markers are, so. At the risk of taunting fate, I feel like I'm doing a little bit better on this lap.
Checkpoint.
Yes, taunting fate is kind of a hobby. All the same, though, I haven't completely flamed out yet.
Checkpoint.
Okay, now the problem is... here we are. The problem was I couldn't tell exactly where my next gate was or where my markers were.
Checkpoint.
Okay, I'll go around here. This track is way more complex than the previous track.
Checkpoint.
Which is good. This is a good thing. I cannot wait to see what the third track is like. Because I would imagine that would be even crazier. Okay, follow the arrows, follow the arrows. The hexagonal arrows are your friends. Speed a little. Cut the speed dramatically because I'm going to need to. Okay, I didn't burn out the engines this time. That's already an improvement. Oh, why is my landing gear down? I didn't realize I even had landing gear on this thing. That's a good point. I didn't realize I had landing gear on this thing. Maybe that's one of the reasons I've been having so many problems parking this thing in the persistent universe. I've been neglecting the fact that it has a landing gear.
Checkpoint.
After I do this lap, I might have to do some looking. Go into third-person view and see what happens, because now I'm kind of curious.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Alright, I see the finish line in sight. And, well,
Checkpoint.
it's an improvement. I'll be under 5 minutes this time, but it's not exactly anything to brag about, I think.
Checkpoint. Lap
Woo!
complete.
And we're through. We'll explode ourselves here.
Stand by for reintegration.
Systems activated. Systems on.
And I'm going to go into the third person view for a second and see what happens when I activate landing gear on here. I'm not seeing anything that even remotely resembles landing gear on here, so I'm not entirely sure why I'm getting landing gear stuff on here. Let's adjust this so I can see better. Landing gear down. I don't see anything resembling landing gear, so I'm not entirely sure what that's controlling on here. Okay, let's go back to menu here. We're going to grab a different ship to run this course. And we're probably going to do the arrow again, maybe. Loading, loading, loading. I had to reselect record. See, lap count 3. Why does it not stop it? The question doesn't need to be asked. All right. Now we'll save the dragonfly for the next one. How about we try... Yeah, let's go classic here. Let's go with the Aurora MR. Let's see how the box flies.
3, 2, 1. Check. Go.
Bang! And we're off. SEM is faster than the Nox was doing, so clearly I was mistaken on
Checkpoint.
how things were set up there. Now the question is the Aurora more maneuverable than the Nox? Well, we'll find out.
Checkpoint.
Now, the Aurora is, for those who are unfamiliar, a fairly basic ship in the game. It's one of the the cheapest starting packages.
Checkpoint.
So when you buy the package for the game, you have a roughly 50-50 chance, I imagine, of this being the ship that you originally bought. The other possibility is that you went with the Mustang. Oh, slow.
Checkpoint.
After all, being able to speed through is meaningless if it turns you into a pancake.
Checkpoint.
Checkpoints. Still don't have a good handle on this race course, so there are places where I have trouble remembering where I go next.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Oh, I can't believe I made it through that one. I was sure I was going to sideswipe into it. But so far, the box is doing fine. And there's our next destination.
Checkpoint.
Let's be careful here. I don't want to smack into that catwalk. Oops.
Checkpoint.
Almost lost control there. Oops, this way. Maybe not. I think I'm turned around. Yeah, I'm definitely turned around. I went the wrong way. Still, let's take care of maneuverability here.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Oops! This is what happens when I go crazy with my speed.
Checkpoint.
But I think I'm going to get this one under 4 minutes, which is better than my previous run.
Checkpoint.
With the Nox, that is.
Lap complete.
3:44, not bad, huh? Not
Checkpoint.
bad. Uh-oh, I'm gonna... Oh, just missed that.
Engines critical. Checkpoint.
Okay.
Engines critical.
There's probably a moral to this story here, and the moral is probably take the SCM speed seriously. For those who are unfamiliar with the terminology, SCM is basically, I want to say it's standard combat maneuver speed. It's the white line right here. Not the one that I move up and down, but the one that's on the left of it. Not this one, but the one right here. You can go faster, but then you lose maneuverability. And I think as we've seen here, losing maneuverability in these race courses, they can be bad.
Checkpoint.
So you probably want to hold off on blowing past SCM for straightaways like this one, with the awareness that you will probably need to maneuver quickly after you get through the gate. And this is where I think familiarity with the race course would come into play, because if you know where the turns are,
Checkpoint.
then you can arrange that you do things in the proper order. You don't go at high SCM speed and then discover that, oh no, there's a turn here. I'm going too fast right now to make the turn.
Checkpoint.
So, you know,
Checkpoint.
knowledge is power. Which I will concede is another reason why I'm doing this race course. So I can learn them. Or at least get some familiarity with them so that, you know, if the time comes where I actually have to know, I won't be completely screwed over. Just mostly.
Checkpoint.
Also, having a good handle on the afterburner helps.
Checkpoint.
Now, a word about said afterburner. The afterburner is going to kind of operate a little differently, I understand, in 3.14 when it's released, because capacitor play will be inbound, and
Checkpoint.
it's going to handle things a little bit different. You're going to have to learn how to do the stuff all over again. It'll be interesting. In a kind of, oh god, we're all going to die interesting.
Checkpoint.
Oh god, speaking of oh god, I want to die. There we go. Oh, I managed to get through that. I didn't expect I would.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
And we're coming up on the next straightaway. Coming in through the
Checkpoint.
lap marker.
Lap complete.
3:31. I've done better than my first lap.
Checkpoint.
Improvement is good. Of course, it helps that, you know, I didn't wreck into anything this time.
Checkpoint.
Going a little bit through some obstacles here.
Checkpoint.
I've lost my, oh, there we are. Like I said, familiarity. Familiarity. If you know the course, it's a lot easier for you to deal with the turns, and I am not familiar with these at all, so. And I think I've just gone off course. Where's my marker? I have no idea where I'm going. Well, this lap is clearly not going to be one of the better laps. There we go. Whoops! Well, on the bright side, that put me back on course.
Enjoy the ride. System check.
Once we finish this lap,
Point.
I think it'll be time for us to try the third course. Oh, please, 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 please.
Point.
Yeah, I didn't follow the course on that one at all. But if it gets me through... I am going against the grain here. I have no idea where I'm going now. But it does confirm that I can go through them, the gates backwards, and whoops. Now, one thing I'm noticing not happening here, and I've noticed it on the watching a multiplayer stream of a race. There's no announcer here to make obnoxious comments about the poor flying. So that takes some of the pressure off right there. I mean, it's bad enough being heckled by people. Having the AI heckle you. Come on now, guys.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
I'm going to assume that these arrows are pointing me in the correct direction.
Checkpoint.
Up, up, up. Yeah, I definitely need to make sure that I fly a ship that doesn't have easily overheated engines.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
This is definitely a much more challenging race course.
Checkpoint.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the third one is like.
Checkpoint. Lap complete.
Oh, that one was clearly not my best lap. Oh, I can't believe I hit something and survived. Not the speed I was going at. Alright. And that brings us to course number 3. I expect course number 3 to be equally entertaining. As to be ROM loaded. Single player. Classic race. The Deferred Link. And we will start out this one by flying a Drake vessel. Yeah, I know. Nevertheless, I want to see what it's like. A dangerous... You know, I wish that was up longer so I could read it.
2, 1, go.
Go, go, go! Really? Seriously? My engines have overheated already? Boys and girls, Drake garbage right off the bat. We'll stay at SCM here to start with because
Checkpoint.
I don't trust the course, and I don't trust Drake. Ooh. Yeah, they weren't kidding when they said this was going to be more dangerous. I've got obstacles in my way right off the bat. Engine over here right off the bat, I tell you. That's Drake interplanetary workmanship right there.
Checkpoint.
Maneuverability is about the same. Well, it's almost a little bit better than Nox, which is kind of. Oh, I take it back. It's not. Nowhere near it. Ah, spinning, spinning. Someone get me off this ride. Yeah, don't fly Drake. Yes. So I think we can safely say that you do not want to be flying Drake for these races. I mean, ugh! And the really sad part is that the HUD down there is so tiny, I have no idea what velocity I'm moving at. I swear that used to be bigger.
Checkpoint.
I mean, oh, this is just awful. I'll take the Nox any day.
Checkpoint.
What I really want to see, though, is the introduction of the Origin X1s, which are also supposed to be hover bikes, but, you know, Origin.
Checkpoint.
I imagine that they'd be interesting. I don't know how much better they would be. Sadly, however, they aren't even on the roadmap at the moment. Much like the Origin G12. I have a feeling that we've seen all we're going to see out of ground vehicles for the year. Unless a miracle happens. I don't expect to see the G12s until next year, probably. If that, and Lord only knows when the X1s are going to come to play. And my engines are frying again, which means... yeah, this particular lap is going to be very unpleasant to look at. The time, I mean.
Checkpoint.
Yeah. The next flight we do through here is not going to be with this ship, that's for certain.
Checkpoint.
I mean, not only would I want something that moves faster, but I also want something that, you know, doesn't have the engines overheat whenever I put any stress on them whatsoever.
Checkpoint.
But, you know, I've made my comments about Drake Interplanetary many times in the past, and will probably do so many times again in the future. Oh, we're about to come up on the 5-minute mark, and I still don't have any hope of seeing where the finish line is. Oh, they did say this was a more dangerous course.
Checkpoint.
Although I'd kind of like to be able to test that on a ship that, you know, doesn't screw around. I do like the race courses they have here, but they could use some variety. And I realize that that's just not going to happen anytime soon because
Checkpoint.
the devs are working on far more important things like planets, star systems, and stuff like that. But all the same, if they ever get these race courses into a good place, I would love to see some more variety than these floating. Ah, there goes my engines again. There we go. Back on the roof.
Checkpoint.
One more. Oh, not one more checkpoint because there's probably another one behind it. This does feel like that it's a substantially more, not just challenging, but it's also lengthier. I feel like this is a longer course than the previous two. So not only is it more dangerous, not only is it more involved, but it's also a longer course. And I'm trying to be careful with how the engines work on this thing because, well, like I said, the thing burns out in no time flat. I mean, geez, 7 minutes so far. And I still don't see the end of the course. Now, maybe it would go better if I were in a faster, more durable,
Checkpoint.
less likely to flame out sort of ship. And we'll try that next. But I gotta tell you, flying the Dragonfly on this course has been an ordeal.
Checkpoint.
If we do a Dragonfly race, definitely, well, not Dragonfly, but, hover cycle race, I am definitely going to recommend that perhaps we use the first course and not the third. Because there will be howls of frustration throughout the whole thing. Oh, this is a straight down one. This is probably one of the few instances where I'm glad I'm not going high speed. Okay, you want to go through here and you gotta pull yourself up and out. Man, can't wait to try this ship that flies at speed here because, dang. Oh, is that it? It's the finish line! And the hell with going with 3 laps on this thing. This was an ordeal.
Checkpoint.
Ordinarily, I'd floor it to, get some speed to the straightaway, but I'd probably burn up the engine again.
Complete.
9 minutes and 7 seconds. Ugh, was that awful. I mean, Let us speak no more of this. Let us instead get at something that will not burn out so easily, and yet will work for us. Last race, Deferred Link, and we are going to go with our good buddies at Origin. Do I want to use the 125? Or would I rather go with the 325? Or do I want to get crazy and use the 85X? Power of a racer. You know what? Yes, let us use the power of a racer. Hopefully that means that the engines won't burn out the moment I try getting out the starting line.
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, so we're already moving at a pretty good clip. Unfortunately, the visibility on here is a little worse than most of the ships I fly, which means this has the potential to get really ugly really fast.
Checkpoint.
Ooh. I was sure I was going to whack that.
Checkpoint.
Of course, the race course is young. Oh, ah! Well, wreck number 1. Maneuverability is perhaps not where I would like it to be.
Weapon system disabled. Engines disabled.
Engines disabled.
System deactivated. Refreshing shields. Shields at full strength. Engines inactive. Engines active.
Well, this would be what... Yeah, you know what? I think I'm out of this race. I seem to be missing some important parts. Maybe the 85X is not the best choice I could have made here. Let's try something a little more suitable. Oh, what a way for that one to go. Okay, we'll go with my original instinct, the 325. .325 should have maneuverability. May all my guesses be right.
2, 1, go.
After all, it is an interceptor. Interceptors are designed for speed and theoretically maneuverability.
Checkpoint.
And so far, it seems to be working to my favor there. I'm a little surprised I got past that exit.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, big surprise there that I was being really careful with that turn.
Checkpoint.
Trying to play this one a little more cautiously. Oh, that's because the gate's there.
Checkpoint.
Ow, that was too close. Maneuverability isn't quite where I would like it to be. Oh, that's a tight turn. I've lost track of my gate. Here we are.
Checkpoint.
Okay, so far so good. Meaning I haven't completely trashed this ship. But it's still early yet.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Trying to follow these arrows sometimes is a bit of a challenge. Again, we have the hexagon, the arrows in them that indicate the direction you should be going. But sometimes they're a little hard to see.
Checkpoint.
Ah!
Stand by for reintegration.
Okay, well that streak ended. 2 minutes in, the first wreck of this ship. Ooh, I'm going way off course.
Checkpoint.
Ah! What I whack? What I whack?
Disabled. Weapon system disabled.
Well, something I destroyed, but luckily not my engine, so I am still in this race. Unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure. Alright, there we are.
Checkpoint.
We're still in it. Still in it to win it. Okay, technically I'm not actually winning anything, but it's working, right? I'm flying upside down again.
Checkpoint.
Ah!
For reintegration.
Origin jump
I think I whacked one of those pylons.
operational.
Checkpoint.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Disabled. Weapon system disabled. Weapon system.
You know, I'm relatively sure that I didn't go through there at anything remotely resembling.
Stand by for reintegration.
Okay, never mind that.
Origin shipments at your service. Core system operational.
I wonder if there's any time penalties that kick in when you crash like that. I mean, there should be.
Checkpoint.
And if it's gonna let you respawn like that, I would think that it would add seconds to your time or something like that. I just haven't paid that close attention because, you know, I really don't know what the time is until I wreck. And it may be, I'd have to probably look at, well, the videos I'm taking, like right now, for example, and see how well that works out.
Checkpoint.
I will say this though, I'm definitely, whoa, okay, don't panic. I feel like I'm doing better, even with all these little incidents, than I was in the Dragonfly. Probably because the Dragonfly was overloading its engines on a regular basis. And the proof is in the pudding, as they say. We are a little over 5 minutes,
Checkpoint.
and we are about to get through our lap 1.
Lab complete.
5:21. Mildly awful. Let's see if we can do better. I mean, it's not like I'm flying an Arrow here, so I do think the Arrow flew better than the 325.
Checkpoint.
Let's see if I can manage to avoid demolishing myself on this one. Now, stay low here before we take that turn. I remember that turn.
Checkpoint.
It kind of gives me a great appreciation for the Arrow's maneuverability because I feel like the Arrow would go through here a lot better. Okay, next
Checkpoint.
okay, so far so good. Oh no, let's be careful here. Last time I think I smashed through that sign.
Stand by for
And congratulations, I still smashed through that sign.
At your service. Core system operational.
Checkpoint.
Sometimes the race is not always pretty. And boy, we're demonstrating that today, aren't we?
Checkpoint.
All I can say is that if my org decides to do this, it's going to be entertaining to see the comedy of errors. And I do not exclude myself from that comedy. In fact, I will probably be a leading contender. Alright, let's see if I can get up there without smashing into something. Careful, careful. Ah! Well, I got through it without smashing into something. And that was the most that could be said. I see you.
Checkpoint.
And up. But yeah, this is definitely proving to be the most difficult course. Now, I am flying this with mouse and keyboard, so I have no idea how well someone who actually is using a dual stick or a stick and throttle would be doing with this. I would imagine they would be doing it better, but that's not something I really know.
Weapon system disabled.
Okay, I just whacked my weapon system, but hey, it's not like I'm shooting anybody here.
Disabled.
What I'm more concerned by is the fact that I don't see the markers that get me here.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, somehow I don't think I'm going to beat my first lap time.
Checkpoint.
Like at all.
Checkpoint.
I'll be happy if I'm remotely close.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Oh, and here's our straight down shot. Let's try to avoid colliding into anything this time. Yeah, I'm funny that way.
Checkpoint.
And up. And there's the straightaway. Oh, maybe I will do better. If I really crank open the throttle, of course.
Lap complete.
455, but unfortunately I'm going way too fast.
Origin jump.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I came through there way too quickly. The result was going to be sadly predictable.
Checkpoint.
Stand by for reintegration.
Origin jump.
Yeah, this has not been the most promising start, has it?
Checkpoint.
Oh hell, I'm doing it again. Oh, I made it through that turn. I didn't think I was going to make it through that turn.
Checkpoint.
And through this gate.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
You really need to have a high maneuverability ship to deal with this particular course.
Weapon system disabled. Weapon system disabled.
Well, I'm glad you're here to tell me that my weapon system is disabled. I know that my weapon system is disabled, thank you. It's not like I was using the weapons for anything.
Checkpoint.
And I'm so turned around here that it's not even funny. Okay. Back in the groove.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
I'm sure this looks highly sophisticated and skilled to making these turns. They're really controlled panic.
Checkpoint.
It has nothing to do with skill and...
Stand by.
Yeah, case in point. Nothing to do with skill. More to do with praying that I don't wipe myself out.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Alright, where's the next gate? There we are.
Checkpoint.
One thing I haven't had to worry about, though, which I highly appreciate, I haven't had to worry about little details like, say, the engines cutting out on me because I overheated them.
Checkpoint.
Now that said, I still gotta be careful about where I'm going, what I'm doing. I've only had like a zillion wrecks so far, so why stop now? And here it is again. I really don't... I mean, I can see the gate, but I don't see the arrows that point me to the gate, so... I have no idea if this was the way I'm supposed to go or not. But since I'm not getting docked for time or anything, that's what happens when you have a three-dimensional race course.
Checkpoint.
And there's another gate.
Checkpoint.
And through, and there's our great downwards plunge. Ah! Looks like there was a little something in the way there. Whack the catwalks. Oh, I'm gonna whack it again too if I'm not careful.
Checkpoint.
But we are at the last spot here, and while I will not do better than my previous lap, it's going to be kind of on the average.
Checkpoint. Lap complete.
Oh no, it is my best lap. 4:52. So there's my 3 laps on this course. And man, that was a rough course. That is a vicious course. Alright. Why don't we take a look at the first course again, but we're going to get a little more interesting. Actually, no, we'll go one course back. We'll go to Rickard. But what we'll do is we'll fly the Mercury Star Runner. It's a pretty maneuverable ship for its size, but it is a big ship, so fitting it through those gates will be interesting. I kind of want to see how it does. Star Runner is size 4, so it's one of the bigger vessels available. This is going to be epic. Here we go. Now our SDM speed here is over 200, so I will be going through here
Checkpoint.
at a disgustingly high clip. But time to see if the Star Runner can outshine ships half its size. If it does, it'll be hilarious.
Engines too hot.
Okay, overheating can be a problem. That's something to keep in mind. Oh!
Reintegration.
Well, the good news is it is managing to get through the gates.
Consider industries a journey worth taking.
The bad news is, well, getting through the gates is kind of secondary.
Stand by for reintegration.
Oh, this is turning out to be every bit as hilarious as I'd hoped.
A journey worth taking.
Let's get clear of everything here. Maybe that's my problem. Yeah, clearly I am not going to be doing as well in this course as I have in other ships.
Checkpoint.
But I do want to
Checkpoint.
see how I do. I mean, if you're going to do a solo race run for nothing but, you know, just to see how you do, then why not go crazy with some of the really strange possibilities? Let me tell you, if I could rent the 890, if I could do the 890 jump through here, I would do it. Just because.
Checkpoint.
I actually saw the hammerhead as a possibility. Not for the race, I mean, but you know. Although that would be hilarious to see too, or the Carrack. Can you imagine flying a Carrack through these things?
Checkpoint.
The mind boggles. Now, obviously, all of those are not even remotely considered contenders for being racing machines. Oh, we hit that sign, we hit that. Oh, I managed to not hit anything. I'm a little bit surprised.
Checkpoint.
Okay, start low. Stay low. Then go up high.
Checkpoint.
Okay. Took that a little high, but at least I'm facing the gate.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
And the finish line's ahead. We're not doing too horribly, all things considered.
Checkpoint.
Hitting some speed at the back end there.
Complete.
And at the front end, I'm going to drop the SCM as soon as I can here because accidents happen on an astoundingly regular basis.
Checkpoint.
Okay, take this high, take it high, because I don't want to hit any of those race pylons. Oh, right. Okay, now comes the tricky part. Kind of take this low.
Checkpoint.
And we're through. I'm going to take this high. And through. And up. And I think I've just gotten past the worst of it, because that was where I kept wrecking the last time around.
Checkpoint.
Unless it was here. No, we're doing fine. We're doing fine.
Checkpoint.
Okay, so far so good. So far so good.
Checkpoint.
First lap aside, the MSR is doing pretty decently. Although it has had to require a bit of adjusting.
Checkpoint.
Oh, turn. Adjust.
Checkpoint.
Stay low. Then go up. That's right.
Checkpoint.
So far, so good. So far, so good. Oh, I seem to have lost my directions. That's more me and less the ship, though, so my conscience is clear. Up, 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 up.
Checkpoint.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't hit anything over there. I was certain I would,
Checkpoint.
but to my substantial surprise, no whackings.
Checkpoint.
And we may have a new best time in this ship. The second lap may be better than the first.
Checkpoint.
Oh, too high.
Stand by for reintegration.
Oh, there we go. Accident minus 200. So that clearly having a wreck will cause something to happen. But I'm not entirely sure what.
Stand by for reintegration.
You know, I was doing fine until this last section.
Crusader Industries, a journey breathtaking. Systems on.
Oh, nuts, I'm hitting my own wreckage. And I still haven't technically finished that lap, so... Oh, maybe I have. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, how bad is it?
Checkpoint.
I think I might have bumped something a few times. And I'm not entirely sure where I am.
Engines too hot.
I can't imagine why they think I have a problem here. I'm only missing roughly 30% of my ship.
Hot.
Checkpoint.
On the bright side, it should be easier to fit through the gates now.
Engines too hot.
Yeah, I have a feeling I wiped out my cooler somewhere along the line.
Checkpoint.
Yes, I'm just continuing to do more and more damage to this thing. Looking at my MFDs there, the entire front end is red.
Checkpoint.
But I would carefully note, I'm still flying.
Stand by for reintegration.
You know, it's like, the moment I said that, I knew it was a mistake.
Crusader Industries, a
But hey, the entire ship's back together again.
systems on. Engines too hot.
Checkpoint.
Engines destroyed.
And I think that's pretty much it. With engines destroyed... Oh, they can't be destroyed. I'm still moving. Clearly, somebody is mistaken. Maybe it's not my main engines. Maybe I lost a maneuvering engine somewhere. Which, I will concede, could turn out to be highly problematic.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Okay, we're in a rhythm now. Let's see if we can get past this checkpoint without demolishing something.
Checkpoint.
Let's take it under here. Good.
Checkpoint.
Made it through that. I'm a little surprised. And made it through that one. Another surprise. It didn't whack anything there.
Checkpoint.
Surprises never stop here.
Engines too hot.
Checkpoint.
All things considered, not going too horribly.
Checkpoint.
I mean, aside from the fact that, you know, I've demolished my ship repeatedly here.
Checkpoint.
I wonder if they've cleaned up my wreckage yet.
Lap complete.
And that's 3 laps.
Checkpoint.
They must be talking about that half of my ship. So the MSR is capable of running at least through this course, and very like the other courses too, although the third of those race courses might be a little rough. Not so much because of the size of the gates, but because of the size of the various catwalks that are in the way at some points. Might be just a little too large to navigate those. Now let's try something even crazier. Now for this we'll go back to the first course. The quote-unquote easy course. But ever since I saw it was an option, I knew that I would have to do it. So we are at Old Vanderval. We are going to grab the 600i. This, I think, might be marginally larger than the MSR. It's certainly not a racing vessel. So naturally, I gotta try it. Some might call me mad. They may be right.
3.
And maneuverability is definitely
Go.
not going to happen here.
Operational.
Here we go, and you know what? I think we can't even seem to get taking off here. We are stuck in the ground here. The 600i does not want to go. We are trapped in the launch tube. Oh, I'm free. I'm free. Kind of. All right, we're rocking, we're rolling. Despite that incredibly challenging start,
Checkpoint.
it fits through the gate. I really did not expect that. So let's see how many times I can get through here without demolishing the 600i. The 600i is not designed for racing. Depending on what version you have, it is either an exploration vessel or a touring vessel. In neither case is speed one of its attributes. In neither case is maneuverability a part of its attributes.
Checkpoint.
And I am still continually flabbergasted how I'm able to fit these things. I wonder if I can get myself to the point where I'm feeling confident enough here to third person it to see how it fits.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, that's really not bad. I was expecting it to be a lot tighter of a fit. But then again, if it were a tighter fit, I imagine I would. Oh, I'm gonna hit.
Stand by for reintegration.
Origin checkpoints at your service. Core system operational.
Now, you can be generally sure that if you're racing somebody in a 600i, that they are not taking this very seriously. And yes, by that definition, I am not taking this very seriously. I'm bumping up my speed a little bit. That may be something that is my undoing fairly soon. Oh. Well, I just whacked something, but I seem to be more or less intact. Trying to get myself through here. Oh, come on, come on, come on!
Stand by for reintegration.
Origin checkpoints at your service. Core system operational.
Yes, speed is definitely not something you're going to expect off of this vessel. Come on, center up. There we go.
Checkpoint.
I have no idea how I'm going to get through that tunnel at the end. I mean, it should be big enough,
Checkpoint.
but man, I expect it to be rough. I just gotta remember that I need to take it kind of high. Otherwise, I want to scrape the bottom and, I don't know, get stuck again. I think I'm on the right height.
Lap complete.
Yeah, 4 minutes and 21 seconds into 600i. Can we improve upon this? I was getting ready to say I could hardly see how I could do worse, except I can easily see how I could do worse. Nevertheless, I persist. We will do our 3 laps in here.
Checkpoint.
Only the truly insane racing a 600i in one of these race courses. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I think it would freak out anybody in multiplayer if I were to bring one in.
Checkpoint.
As usual, the biggest problem is going to come with any outcroppings I don't see. They're narrow enough to underestimate.
Checkpoint.
Now here's going to be an area that's going to be entertaining because there's a lot of, I can't say obstacles really feels wrong, but it's the closest thing I can think of. Okay, dip it low, lower. Stand clear of that bottom spire thing.
Checkpoint.
And we're up. I have trouble believing it. A little bit over here. I don't want to clip that.
Checkpoint.
There we go. There we go. Let the momentum carry me some of the way.
Checkpoint.
I can't believe I haven't crashed yet. Yes, I've just announced to the world that yes, it's time for me to crash, but you know, I said it anyway.
Checkpoint.
Still, you gotta admit, still moving, still cruising.
Checkpoint.
And I think we're going to do the second lap in record time for the 600i.
Lap complete.
307.
Checkpoint.
That might actually be almost comparable to some of the numbers I got in the smaller fighters. On the other hand, I think this is going to end horribly.
Weapon system disabled.
Oh, amazingly, I am still alive. I knew I was taking that a little too quickly.
Checkpoint.
Kill more speed momentum. Kill the speed momentum. Yeah, I think I might be overestimating the power of my engines just a little bit. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to beat my best time on here.
Checkpoint.
Unless I try to make up for some of that time.
Checkpoint.
Taking this high. Taking it way high. But the open area I can afford to because I don't have to worry about maneuvering around things. Once I get close to these platforms, you know, I would really like to see this track in the persistent universe because I think it would be an interesting thing to look around. Make sure my course is altered enough that
Checkpoint.
oh, I can't believe I got myself arranged that I could get through here intact because I was certain that was going to do me in.
Checkpoint.
Final checkpoints coming ahead.
Checkpoint.
Can I get through? Can I beat the time?
Lap complete.
250! Third lap was impressive. And we're going to cut our speed off here because I'm going to try to take a closer look at some of these locations. Actually, you know what I really want to try to do? You know what I really want to try to do? I want to try to land on one of them.
Landing gear deployed.
I have no idea if I'm going to be able to pull this off. And if landed, the next thing I want to try is getting out of the ship.
Landing complete. Launch complete.
Well, it looks like I can't actually get out of my pilot seat. That's kind of a pity. I was kind of looking forward to the possibility of walking around on one of these platforms.
Landing gear raised.
I mean, I can imagine what this must be like if you have spectators somewhere around here. I mean, look at some of these things. We got these basically are buildings. They've got to serve a purpose other than, you know, just being obstacles. Although maybe they are just obstacles. But they're too well upkept to think that sort of thing. I mean, you got trees, got the greens, some of those round platforms. I mean, just take a look. They feel like they're there for reasons. Oh, And this is a landing zone. This is a legitimate landing zone. Which I kind of took kind of the hard way. Obviously, the landing zone is meant for smaller ships than the 600. I don't really think there's anything out here that's big enough to handle a 600 eyes landing footprint. You have too many trees and stuff in the way. Yes, I'm completely ignoring the timer at this point because I'm just kind of taking a tour of the racing area. But a lot of these, I mean, you got Animal Aerospace stuff all over here, but I think they're sponsors of this racetrack. I have no idea what planet this is supposed to be on, but I like the look. I would love to see this in game, in the persistent universe at some point. I have no idea what system it is, but can you imagine what it'd be like going to one of those locations? I think it would be pretty fun. Of course, as a general rule, I am not consulted on these things, so... All the same, though, I like the area. Oh, looks like I found the entrance again. I mean, where do the spectators hang around? I mean, I'm sure there's spectators inside this because, you know, you always have people there at the finish line of the race.
Direction.
Yeah, don't worry about that, guys. Oh, whoa, look at all those logos and those holographic logos. RSI, Anvil, Aegis. Can't tell if there's any more. What else we got over here? I think those might be it. Is it? Yeah, it looks like it's just the 3. Who's that over there? No, stop turning. Stop turning. I need to see these guys. Maybe that's just for the race sponsors too. I think it's called the Murray Cup, but I can't prove it. So whoever's in charge of the Murray, that might be their logo. Got origin tags there. Yeah, I'm just touring this area. And I'm not entirely sure what this structure is supposed to be. Yeah, I got nothing. Okay, well, you know what? That feels like a good place to close things out here. I hope you enjoyed this little glance at perhaps an overly neglected part of Star Citizen, the Arena Commander race tracks, where we basically flew all 3 courses in an assortment of ships, including hover cycles, fighters, and other ships like this one that were never meant to engage in such shenanigans. What can I say? I do things like that just because sometimes. I will be returning to the Star Citizen circuit next Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern to approximately 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Don't know what exactly we'll be doing, but I imagine that it will be interesting. I can guarantee, however, that it will not be the public test universe, because even if 3.14 lands at the test universe, I do not have the oomph to handle another instance of Star Citizen on my system. I will also be streaming on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern to approximately 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern, where I do a stream of Star Trek Online, so if you have an interest in that game as well, feel free to stop by, say hello. I thank you all for watching, whether you are watching it live or whether you caught it on the video on demand, either here or at YouTube. Either way, thank you all very much for watching. This is Korath Landwalker, signing off.